Today, we're talking about using a gravel bike as a commuter bike and why, in my opinion, I believe that the gravel bike is best suited if you're a commuter to get you to and from work and to have as much fun as possible while doing it. All right, guys, if you like this kind of content, please stick around, like, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Oh, can't forget the helmet. All right, I think we're ready to go to work. All right, we are on the way to work right now on our gravel bike. God, this is so peaceful in the mornings, going to work on this thing. This bike really fits that commuter role very well. This bike is just great, the way the geometry is on it. You're really in that upright position, so you can still see all the traffic and everything. You're not worried about being all hunched over like you would be on a performance road bike. You can really still just cruise around in that upright position, not really worry about it. So I'm pretty lucky. My commute to work is only about 2 miles. So it's really not that far at all. But it just gives me the luxury of being able to ride this bike to work. It's just super convenient and it's something I love to do. So I'm knocking 2 birds out with 1 stone. We're stopping, we're doing the right thing almost. It's always a good thing to look for traffic, but this morning there's nobody out here really. So when it is red light like this, I always just kind of hang out over here on the side where the sidewalk is, or the median. And then I just wait on this lovely light to change to green. Sometimes if the crosswalk is open, I'll kind of do that and just walk the bike across. It's really kind of frowned upon if you ride it across the crosswalk. But we're just gonna hang out here at the red. So I did switch over from using a mountain bike as a commuter just because, I don't know, just lugging around those big 2.6-inch tires, it was just a pain in the butt riding that thing. Come on, this is like the longest light in the world. Look at that, they even got it before. There's no sensors on this light, it just goes when it goes. But that gives me more time to talk to you guys. So switching over from a mountain bike as a commuter over to this gravel bike, just a game changer overall. I can't even tell you how much easier it is to ride this gravel bike. The rolling resistance that my mountain bike has is just ridiculous. The thing has those big 2.6-inch Hans Dampf Schwalbe tires, and they're great for off-road, but not for on-road use. My God, that thing is just hard to use. But if you're looking to have a lot of fun doing some off-road stuff, you could definitely do that too on a mountain bike. All right, I don't know if this light's turning. Whatever, we're going. So another reason this bike is great for commuting is you can really just leave it in a really high gear and take off pretty easily, like into a sprint. It's not something I could do with a mountain bike. It's just the way the gearing is. It's just completely different. All right, I don't know if you guys can tell it, but this is a pretty steep incline. So I have two options here. I can leave it in the same gear and just kind of grind it out the best I can. Or I can make it easier on my knees and just downshift. But we just kind of left it in the same gear. So both options are great. It's just something you're gonna have to kind of figure out on your own, whether your ability is there to do it or not. So at some point you may feel like you want to pop some curbs or something like that and just have some fun. Well, you can do that too on the gravel bike. It's as simple as that. You can really have a lot of fun on one. It's not like riding a road bike where there's little bitty wheels. You'll definitely pinch a rim and it's not gonna be a good day for you. But yeah, have some fun with this thing. All right, we're almost here. So having a gravel bike with these bigger tires really soaks up the bumps nice and easy. All right, here we are. We made it to work. So I believe that the gravel bike is best suited for a commuter bike because it's so versatile. You can ride on different surfaces very easily without the risk of punctures and things like that. If you were to take a normal road bike and use it as a commuter every single day, you know, you're really stuck to just using the road, and that is it. If you go off the beaten path at any point, you're gonna risk getting a puncture. And honestly, that's why they designed a gravel bike anyway, is, you know, to give you more flexibility, get out on the trail a little bit more, hit the gravel, dirt roads, things like that, and still enjoy the pavement at the same time. Given that a gravel bike has a little bit beefier tire and a little bit more tread to it, so it has like little bitty knobbies, and it's gonna roll really good on pavement still, but it's gonna give you that flexibility to pretty much go on whatever type of terrain that might be from your house to your place of business, and you can ride on all of that at the same time. Gravel bike is also really good because of the posture that it puts the rider in. The gravel bike is designed for you to still be in an upright position, unlike that of a performance road bike where you're really hunched over and really focused on getting into those drops and things like that, where, you know, you really can't see a lot. So if you're a commuter, you really want to have line of sight and a really good visibility of all your surroundings, because you want to know if there's a car over here, there's stoplights, stop signs, all that type of stuff. You really want to know what's around you. So having your head on a swivel on a performance road bike is kind of hard to do because you're all hunched over. You know, your neck's gonna be sore, I guess. But in a fitness bike or a commuter bike, you're really upright and you can really see. So that's one big reason I love a gravel bike, is the posture that it puts you in. Another reason that I like the gravel bike is because it's so simple. Most gravel bikes nowadays have a 1x drivetrain, which means there's one chain ring up front. You don't have 3 or 2 stacked up front, which really can give you a lot of issues if you're having to tune on that front derailleur a lot. That's typically where the problems arise in tuning your gears and things. But with the 1x, It's super simple. If you do have any tuning issues with that rear derailleur, it's very easy to fix, and thus giving you less maintenance and less tuning issues if you're commuting to and from work, because you don't want those issues to be arising when you're going to and from work. Let's face it, nobody wants to be late for work, and nobody wants to be late to crack open the fridge when you get home from work either. So less maintenance is always going to be a good thing. Okay, the next thing is going to be taking this thing out and having a little bit of fun with it. So being stuck to the road on a performance road bike, you're stuck to the road. That is it. You really can't get out on the trails. You can't go down dirt roads and things like that and have any fun. You're just seeing the same thing, the concrete jungle. That is it. But on a gravel bike, I should call this thing an adventure bike, because that's kind of what it is, because it can take you different places. So the fun factor is going to be there. You're going to be able to see more than just the road and all the other cars. So if you got like a shortcut to and from your work, maybe it's a dirt road or a path that goes somewhere, hit that up with your gravel bike, because it can do it. You know, and if you're worried about punctures and things like that, they do sell items that can go inside your tires, like the foam inserts. They sell different strips that can go between the tube and the tire, and also you can go tubeless. So a lot of the inexpensive gravel bikes don't come with tubeless ready wheels. This one does not. This one still has tubes in it. But if you have a better wheel set that's ready for tubeless, then go ahead, set it up for tubeless, and that's gonna stop those punctures from happening. So I know out here in New Mexico, we have a ton of goat heads and thorns and things like that that just give you punctures like crazy. It's the most annoying thing in the world, but I use what is called Thorn Buster, and I'll be doing an install video sometime soon, but that goes in between the tube and the tire. And it's like a thin layer of polyurethane, but it's super hard. So when a thorn goes through it, it breaks it off before it can actually puncture your tube. So it's a very nice product, but there's a bunch of different ones out on the web and stuff that you can purchase. But getting out there on that beaten path is going to make it a lot more fun. And hey, it might cut some time off of your commute time and turn a 10 or 15 minute ride into a 5-minute ride and get you there a lot faster than it would before. So fun factor, it's a big deal. Another reason I like the gravel bike over, let's say, a mountain bike, usually that, or a hybrid bike, is a lot of those mountain bikes and stuff that people are commuting on are typically inexpensive bikes, like from Walmart. And yes, you can go buy road bikes from Walmart or a hybrid bike from Walmart, but it's not gonna suit you that good. You need to really get like an entry level or mid-tier gravel bike. And like I said, this one is $750 from Poseidon. Very inexpensive, and it's super upgradable. So if you're looking to upgrade this thing in the future to get better components and stuff, you can definitely do that. But this thing out of the box is perfect. I haven't upgraded anything on this yet except for the saddle and the pedals, and that is about it. But that is all you need to do to it to get you from point A to point B, and it's gonna do it in a very efficient manner. But if you're using one of those cheap mountain bikes or something like that to commute to and from work, or one of those cheap hybrids, man, those things are just freaking heavy. And I'm talking heavy, probably upwards of 30, 35 pounds heavy. Whereas this bike, right from the factory, is 24 pounds. And if you were to swap out for a better wheel set, you could lower that by at least 5 pounds, because this wheel set, I weighed it, weighs in right at 10 pounds, which is absurd. That is super heavy. But entry-level gravel bikes, you're gonna get an inexpensive set of wheels, which typically are super heavy. So there are ways to trim down on weight, but trimming that weight down or just buying a lighter bike like this is gonna get you from point A to point B a lot faster and more efficient, because you're not gonna have to pedal as hard, even though over the long term, you're probably gonna get more endurance and stamina, and you're gonna be able to pedal that bike a lot faster. So you're gonna be getting there a lot faster anyway. But it's super light, it's gonna be more manageable on the road, and especially with those quick takeoffs that you need at stoplights and stop signs, you're gonna be able to really get into those pedals and sprint really quick, and it's gonna take off a lot faster with a light bike like this. All right, guys, that's all we have for today. Hopefully you like this video of commuting to and from work on your gravel bike, and why I believe the gravel bike is the best suited for this, because, hey, gravel bikes haven't been around that long, and even though people are like, this is the old school mountain bike because it doesn't have any suspension, you're right. It's kind of like the new mountain bike with drop bars, but it's giving you that flexibility to hit versatile, different multi-surface areas where you couldn't on a regular road bike. and it's giving you that simplicity that we're looking for, keeping that maintenance low, and the fun factor is there. So guys, hopefully these tips and tricks helped you out. Maybe make it a purchase for a gravel bike or something like that as your commuter bike. Maybe this is gonna prompt you to go purchase a gravel bike for a commuter bike like I did, and hopefully you like it as much as I do, because I think it is just perfect. All right guys, I'll catch you in those next videos. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.